I stream on Twitch every damn day. Link in description. How does that make any sense? You are filthy rich with Robux at this moment, and because the video is gonna go on to show you that he also stole specs for Killua, which means this is recent shit he's doing. If you are filthy rich, how are you still stealing assets, bro? I can't stress how fucking lazy you have to be to steal this asset. I get you stealing the other assets because them particles are fire. Make sure you like and subscribe, and if you like the video, it's actually directly supporting me, so I really appreciate it if you do. We're trying to hit 100k subscribers, so make sure you smash that subscribe button, and let's get right into the video. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. It don't get more HD than this, my nigga. It don't get more HD than this. They done caught the Universal Time devs in Ultra Pornhub Premium HD. How do you get caught this down bad? Cause they even asked them. They before they even brought all the proof out, they asked them, and them niggas still lied. So they said say less. And not only did they come out with they hired a nigga off Fiverr to do a professional voice on this matter. These niggas got caught in Pornhub Premium Ultra HD. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video.
Time.
By the way, if you guys want to support this guy, even though it seems like a fucking odd, I'm gonna be honest. It seems like the dude name is The Bone. Like this not even a established YouTuber yet. His name is The Bone, and they got somebody like that saying like he's been doing this shit since he came out the womb. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this.
A current front-page Roblox JoJo game created and developed by Kerr Dev in the Universe Time studio. In multiple of Kerr's YouTube videos, he states that all assets, animations, and scripts are created by the game's owner and the Universe Time studio. You might be wondering why I am telling you this, and for that reason, I am about to show you. In the video I am about to show you, I execute a script.
See that? Imagine.
Disclosure that I understand exploiting is looked down upon in the Roblox community.
Indeed.
However, I feel that this is a just cause. And what this script does is it
I will allow it. I'll allow you to exploit just this once.
Inserts a part into the workspace and takes any particle effects that are owned by Snallyel, a developer working for another front-page JoJo game known as Y.
So I watched this video already. Apparently Snallyel, just to give some context, Snallyel is the victim in this situation. His assets were stolen from AUT, and he works for YBA. So his particles and all that stuff that he made for YBA was stolen and put inside AUT. Like almost damn near, like a lot of shit too. It's not just one or two particles. It's a lot of shit. So we're gonna keep watching.
YBA, or Your Bizarre Adventure, and puts those particle effects under that part. I execute the script and it works its magic. And you'll notice in just a couple of seconds, particle effects are already being added under the part. You'll also see just how many particle effects are being put into this. And this goes to show just how much Snallyel's particles are being used in the game. Here I copy the ID of a particle and paste it into my browser, and you'll notice it's owned by none other than Snallyel.
They done caught y'all niggas in 4K! They said the good look, AOT. I don't like y'all game anyway. That's tough.
Mind you, Snallyel is not on the Universe Time studio team. Here I copy another particle emitter's asset ID, and you'll notice that this one is also owned by Snallyel.
Ain't no way, boy.
All of these particles I am showing you were made by Snallyel for the other front-page JoJo game, Your Bizarre Adventure, which predates the new universe version of a Universal Time.
Boy, no way, boy.
This is the YouTube video showcasing the Killua spec for AUT, and it says in the description all assets, animations, and scripts are created by the game's owner and the Universe Time studio. However, one quick look at the half-rings particle effect under Killua's barrage animation will prove otherwise. Here I copy the asset ID, paste it into my browser, and would you look at that? Who's it made by?
Snelliel.
I managed to get into contact with Snelliel and asked if he would show some of the assets that are being used in YBA side by side AUT's counterpart.
This just doesn't make sense. It's a situation like this just doesn't make sense to me. How are you fucking filthy rich off of AUT and you're stealing assets? You know what this feels like? It's like when fucking robbers, it's like when rappers get rich as hell. They're rich, filthy rich, and they still want to be gang banging. They still want to be like robbing shit. If they were about that life before they were rapping, they still want to be doing all this. How does that make any sense? You are filthy rich with Robux at this moment, and because the video is gonna go on to show you that he also stole specs for Killua, which means this is recent shit he's doing. If you are filthy rich, how are you still stealing assets? How? It doesn't make any sense. I am telling you, it does not make any sense. Ha! Now, wow. You're
What you
filthy
see
rich
next
with Robux and you're stealing assets? There's no way. I just don't understand this community.
You will notice that the particles from AUT have the exact same names and properties of those from YBA.
Oh, good.
Which proves Snelliel's work was 100% stolen via unethical and unlawful means.
So this is AUT, and this is YBA. And he's gonna go ahead and change the light emission and light influence and the colors of the particles just to show you that they are literally the same. And particles can look extremely different just from the light emission changing. Literally, like I've like when I first started developing, that's what I started with. I started with particles, and I can tell you personally, just from changing the light emission alone, you could damn near be dealing with a whole new looking particle. So,
Kerr even uses these in the game and claims that they are his own. Not to mention, he is making profit off of this. He is making profit off of stolen work. This screenshot shows the transparency sequence of both YBA and AUT's ground rings, with YBA's being on the left and AUT's on the right.
I'm sorry for pausing again, but I just have to stress my issue with this. Here's the thing. Me personally, if assets are publicly posted and are publicly out there, I don't mind using them. If assets are on somebody's profile publicly as well, I do not mind using them. I have yet to release a game where I use somebody else's assets, except for maybe like sounds, of course, like maybe sounds for sure. People always take sounds. Nobody's making their own sounds, but maybe sounds. But I will never like this. What this is here. They deliberately went into YBA, popped synapse, and took the assets, bro. These assets were not publicly posted for people to come take. These assets were not they weren't on the toolbox for people to come freely take a news for their own source. They weren't posted on somebody's profile. These were deliberately taken and stripped from the game, is my problem with it. If these were in somebody's profile, you blame the owner. You're not supposed to, if you don't want nobody to take your assets, you close your profile. That's why if you go check my profile, any asset I have is locked to my profile because I have my shit locked. You lock your profile. This is not, his profile is locked. This is deliberately either the AOT dev or one of his fucking minions going into YBA and deliberately stealing assets. This is what that is, and that's my problem with it.
If you'll take a look, the sequences are the exact same. And I don't exactly think Kerr is a psychic. I will now demonstrate how easy it is to create visual effects with someone else's work.
This music is ass, my nigga.
I know how to change the properties, but I
hope it ain't
wouldn't call
copyright.
myself a VFX artist. For this effect specifically, we're going to seclude...
This one they called this nigga an ultra HD 4K. I hope this music ain't copyright, I ain't gonna lie.
the swirls in the middle. So I will disable everything else in the meantime.
If it is,
Please keep in mind what this looks like. I'll now hop over to Snelliel's asset. And I'm just going to make one small change. all I'm doing is changing
As I was talking about earlier, watch the light emission of this particle that he just changed from orange to black. Watch how it exactly looks like the Snellio particle as soon as he changes the light emission
to black. And if you'll notice, it already begins to look like AUTs.
Yep. Just the light emission.
However, one last little change
Boom.
will really sell it. Does this look familiar to you?
That's crazy, bro.
Please keep in mind that Snellio's particle predates the new universe release of AUT. Another example of AUT stealing Snellio's work are the wisps. But for this one, Kerr doesn't even bother to make his own. He just straight up stole Snellio's asset.
Damn.
As you see here, it's uploaded by Snellio.
Bro, I can't stress how fucking lazy you have to be to steal this asset. I get you stealing the other assets because them particles are fire. But literally, there's no way this nigga stole a fucking dot, bro. There is literally no fucking way this nigga stole a dot. Wait, decals. It should be in decals. Literally the simplest shit. This nigga stole a dot. How do you steal a dot, bro? Please, actually. Yo!
Here, Snellio shows how it took Kerr less than 1 minute to edit the effects he stole to fit what he needed for Killua. Here are more effects Kerr made by editing Snellio's original work, which Kerr had no other way of obtaining than exploiting in YBA. In this screenshot of a DM Kerr sent to Snellio, he claims he spent days on Killua just for the particles. But here's a clip of Snellio proving how simple it was for Kerr to edit Snellio's stolen work, in total taking 11 seconds. Snellio reached out to Kerr to confront him about the stolen assets. Despite the fact that Snellio approached with good intent, he was met with refutation. Kerr even had the audacity, the nerve, to say that it wasn't cool to accuse someone of stealing, knowing full well he stole Snellio's work. Despite the irrefutable proof that he stole the assets by exploiting in YBA, Kerr still decided to take all the credit for the stolen assets he had. Kerr Dev is taking Snellio's assets
This shit crazy.
and attempting to pass them as his own. So, what does all of this mean, and why should you care? The bottom line is, Kerr Dev is a thief, and I bet he thought he could get away with it. I cannot stress enough that these assets were made by Snellio for YBA, not for AUT. Snellio does not work for the Universe Time Studio. Either Kerr Dev or one of his associates used an exploit in YBA to get the particle effects created by Snellio so he could use them in his own game. So, were all assets, animations, and scripts created by the game's owner and the Universe Time Studio? Well, the short answer is no.
If they really wanted to, man, this is a terrible look, and it's so much proof. They can get AOT taken out for stealing assets if they really want to take it to Roblox. So, Kerr, if I was you personally, bro, use your fucking brain. Legitimately use your literal brain that God blessed you with. You didn't monetize. Let's do some critiquing. Okay, where's AUT at? Wow, game players really has dropped It's 45K. It's still a lot of players. It's still a lot of. And I got a dislike on the game because I don't like the fucking combat. Fuck that shitty ass combat. It may sound like I'm biased as fuck, but I'm about to actually give you some advice, Kerr. I'm giving you some advice here, even though I don't like your game. It may sound like I'm a little biased, but here. Your game, even though it's not even really monetized well, this is like these are not really game passes, except for like these couple game passes right here. Even though it's not extremely monetized well, use the millions of Robux you probably have coming in daily. Not even 2 days, 3 days. The millions of Robux you probably have coming in daily to pay an asset maker to make a fucking particle that would probably only cost you 10K Robux out of the fucking millions of Robux you're making. You dumb ass nigga. How? It's not even about being selfish or greedy with Robux. That's not even greed. That is just complete retardation. You have so much Robux and you're stealing ass. Bro, that actually makes my brain hurt. That actually makes my brain fucking hurt. With this little Robux I have, I would pay people to make good assets for me. I would pay people to make good assets for me. Why are you Roblox niggas just don't like. They just don't like. They don't use their brain. Like some niggas on Roblox are actually slow. That's actually ridiculous, man. But I ain't gonna drag this on any longer. Hopefully, I just wanted to spread awareness on this topic because it's actually pretty fucked that these niggas out here stealing assets and thinking they can just get away with it and shit. You know what I'm saying? I expressed how I use public assets. I have used public assets in the past, and if other people think about it, you can use them as well because they're public assets. But what this situation is, them going deliberately into YBA, popping synapse, and stealing the assets. So, yeah. But other than that, hopefully y'all enjoy it, man. Hopefully I spread some awareness. It's your boy Sage 4. I'm gone.
All these rappers just talk about it. I going up, I ain't got no sky limit. Yeah. I trap into the floating bottles is on the knee. Cause all my niggas got it out the street. I keep 100 racks out my jeans. I remember